There are 7 streamers that perfectly represent the 7 heavenly virtues, starting with humility. Humility is the quality of being humble and is described as being modest in self and free of pride or arrogance. This quality is perfectly demonstrated by the Twitch streamer Brox, who's probably the most humble streamer on Earth. Brox broadcasts himself making Maori wood carvings and occasionally live streams gaming content. His wholesome and humble nature is exhibited through his words and actions.
Is there any way I can give their money back? Oh, you too, and once again, I'm telling you, you don't have to sub. Like, you don't have to. You can watch the stuff for free. Like, that's the best thing you can do.
A real lesson in being humble and doing good by others, as opposed to those who hold zero humility.
$5 a month! How do you have hours of time to watch me and not $5?
Now, the only reason someone would deny money is if they're genuinely a good person. And he has kept the exact same mindset throughout his rise to fame. At some point, due to overwhelming response from his followers, Brox even ended up removing the donation button on his streams, urging his followers to save their money for their families on Christmas instead of spending it on him.
Why did you take the donate button off for Christmas? Oh, it just made sense, eh? Just so people hold on to their money.
This is the actual embodiment of Chadness. Family man, master craftsman, and genuine kindness. And while this next streamer is also humble, he's mostly known for being able to keep his cool no matter what. Temperance, also known as moderation or voluntary self-restraint, is typically the skill with which a person moderates one's emotions, thoughts, and attitudes. Shroud has shown remarkable self-control over his rage at times, when other streamers would have gone berserk.
This is gonna be hard. I'm just gonna slowly get worked, bro.
In fact, he rages so rarely, there aren't enough clips out there to even make a top 10. Now, the same can't be said about most streamers who hold absolutely no self-restraint when it comes to the same games.
Sit down! Sit down!
And while cursing can be pretty normal for pretty much anyone who plays multiplayer games, Shroud, who is potentially one of the best FPS gamers of all time, has probably sworn less than 10 times.
Dude.
Sticking with CSGO exclusively for a long time is also a macro scale of temperance. I mean, it has to get boring eventually. But Shroud has almost always maintained consistency throughout his games and streams without breaking a sweat. And while he may be resilient and full of temperance, he was known to slack off on his professional team once his streaming career took off. Something which can't be said about the next streamer, who takes the title of Diligence. Diligence is described as carefulness and persistent effort in your work. It can be indicative of a work ethic, the belief that work is good in itself. A diligent person would always make sure to finish his or her work no matter what gets in their way. This is extremely hard to find in the world of streaming these days.
I gotta pee, I'll be back in 1 second.
This makes Amouranth the perfect example for this virtue. While a lot of people dislike her, Amaranth's work ethic is out of this world. And there's a reason why she rose to the top of Twitch, disregarding the means by which she did it.
She just streams all the time. Like, we show up here and she's already streaming. We leave and she's like still on stream,
I feel like she gets no time off.
Amouranth often live streams for 14 hours straight, gaming, dancing, talking to fans, licking microphones, and even sleeping. Since her content is considered to be sexually risque, she often gets trolled, swatted, and banned, but she does her best not to listen to the haters and works tirelessly on her media empire. Currently raking in $2 million a month, Amaranth's rise was slow but well planned. She started off with gaming content, but quickly realized that cosplay and streaming hot tub content had much more potential. She also eventually created her own OnlyFans. This move can only be considered smart. I mean, the audience demanded, and Amouranth supplied. For someone who knows exactly what she's doing, her success is not a coincidence. This was shown even further when Ludwig showed viewers what really goes on behind the scenes of her work.
Did I just find out that you're secretly watching Twitch while farming thousands of views? Oh my god! You watch movies and too, I bet. Nod your head if you watch movies and shit in TV shows, Netflix. Oh my god!
All I can do is admire the grind. It's toxic for the mind and body, but damn, she'll be set for life after her run. The long hours of streaming seem to be catching up to the ruthless businesswoman, though, as she's known to have suffered burnout several times. Dealing with mental and physical health issues, Amaranth seems to have the curse of productivity. But even though Amaranth puts a lot of effort into her streams, she isn't often seen as kind. However, the same can't be said about Nick A30. Kindness is the act of being helpful towards others, without expecting anything in return. It's a characteristic marked by concern and consideration for others. Nick A30 stands out as a paragon for this virtue. Not only has he built a reputation for streaming family-friendly content, but is also synonymous with genuine kindness. Unlike many others, Nick does not rely on a fabricated persona for popularity. Instead, he's stayed grounded and wholesome throughout his entire career.
Oh my gosh! It's so wholesome!
And Nick's kindness isn't just limited to the online world. While most streamers often rush through to avoid fan interactions altogether, Nick takes his time to get to know his fans, interacting with each one of them in a unique way. He's also one of the 3 YouTubers PewDiePie took notice of during his shoutout video.
First one is Nick A30. His channel does Last of Us multiplayer stuff. It's really funny, and I haven't seen anyone else do this, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Further, Nick supports the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation. He regularly streams donation drives and can be seen getting teary-eyed at receiving a $20,000 donation during one of his streams.
No way, dude! Duke A30 dropping the 20,000, like what? There's no way!
Realizing that it might have been a mistake, Nick even offered to return the amount and received an even bigger and more positive response from his fans. I love how Nick offers to refund it if it was a mistake. He is so kind. In the streaming world, these figures don't come often, as greed and selfishness can take control a lot of the time.
But a sub is $5. At maximum, in whatever your currency is, it's maybe $10. And it doesn't matter how broke you are. If you have time to watch Twitch, you have $10, truly. If you don't have $10, you probably don't have time to watch Twitch because you should be working. You should be trying to earn money.
And while the next creator is also extremely kind, he's known for one other virtue. Charity is the desire to help others no matter the cost to one's personal self. It's the love we feel for one's neighbor. Twitch streamer Jacksepticeye is a perfect example for this virtue, as he's famous for giving a helping hand to everyone around him. And before you comment that he's mainly on YouTube, I know. But Sean also masterminded Thankmas, a donation drive he organizes every year where all his followers come to donate money. So I feel like he actually deserves both titles. And upon reaching a certain goal, Sean then proceeds to donate the money collected to the needy. Collecting followers for a donation drive, especially on Twitch, it's tough. But Sean knows just how to capture the attention of his viewers.
And a lot of people really wanted me to say something about what happened to me. Okay, good. Now that all the people who really crave drama are still here, I want to talk about Thankmas!
Helping others is really its own reward. Many times he could be seen donating to streamers who've just started out. It's a great way to give someone a big push towards a new future.
For $50? 50 euro?
Sean's actions would put him alongside another amazing creator, Markiplier. Not only is Sean known for being Markiplier's close friend, he's also known for his kind and charitable nature, something which Markiplier prides on. Both creators value their relationship with fans and supporting others more than they value their personal gain, something which is very rare in today's day and age.
We gotta get to 500 subs. It's the only way I'm committing to a stream schedule. We're at 187. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
But even though Sean is also quite patient, the next person on this list embodies this virtue even more. Patience is the level of endurance one can have before negativity, and is commonly associated with steadfastness. Bob Ross was an American painter and art instructor who masterminded and hosted The Joy of Painting, an instructional TV program about art. And I think although he was never here with us to be able to stream, with Twitch continuing reruns of the show, Bob's legacy lives on through his teachings. Most importantly, the demonstration of skill and patience that Bob would instill. And therefore, he deserves a place on this list. In almost every show, Ross wore jeans and a plain light-colored shirt, which he believed would be a timeless look, and spoke as if addressing one viewer.
Reflections were one of those things that absolutely drove me crazy. And in this technique, it may be one of the easiest things that happens.
This made it possible to draw all attention to the painting that was being made rather than the painter himself. Now, painting itself requires God-tier patience, let alone teaching that skill to someone else, which is exactly what makes Bob the very description of the virtue of patience.
Talent is a pursued interest. In other words, anything that you're willing to practice, you can do.
And as he would say,
we don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Proving the fact that quality matters more than quantity and motivating his audience to work on themselves without any negativity hindering the process. This video improved my quality of life just by watching it. However, despite his patience, he still allegedly cheated on his first wife, making him the opposite of this next virtue. Chastity, also known as purity, is a virtue related to temperance. Someone who is chaste refrains either from sexual activity that is considered immoral or from any sexual activity, according to their state of life. It also means complete fidelity to husband or wife during marriage. The couple that personifies this virtue is Ludwig and QT Cinderella. In May 2020, Ludwig announced and confirmed his relationship with QT Cinderella.
Much before ever meeting in person, we met online. Actually on stream. Then came the magical moment.
My God, I have to leave. This is
where
so
we
cringe.
went on the Ferris wheel at Santa Monica Pier. And we had our own pod, and her friends had their own pod. And as we go up and we hit the peak with the entire view of the ocean on one side and the view of Los Angeles on the other, I kissed her for the first time.
From then on, the couple's relationship blossomed as they supported each other throughout their careers, focusing on shared interests in their public collaborations. Partnership not only strengthens your bond, but also brings you joy and success. Ludwig and QT Cinderella's relationship is a key factor that helped them both grow their fan bases, with combined views surpassing 1 million. This is in stark contrast to streamers like Dr. Disrespect, who cheated, but quickly came to regret it.
I want to be transparent that I've been unfaithful. And I'm probably going to be taking some time away, time off, to focus on I'm going to take time off to focus on my family, and so I just wanted to let you guys know that. And I apologize to you guys and Slick Daddy, I apologize to you guys, my sponsors and Twitch. And this is not who I am. It's not what I represent.